A lot has evolved since our last conversation. We tried to dissect some of the happenings in Aniocha South. In our previous conversation from this studio, we did talk about the local government chairman, his leadership and administration, and the impasse with the legislators, the zoning within the local government, the nomination of Honorable Joan Onyemechi as commissioner in the state cabinet. With the benefit of your insight, what has changed? How are things evolving significantly? How would you assess and possibly grade your boss's local government administration so far?
Holistically, the administration of Honorable Pastor Hon Chukwunwike, the current and incumbent chairman of Aniocha South Local Government Council, if I am to rate, I will rate him A prime. A prime in the sense that he has done well, he's doing well, and he will still do well. He's a very pragmatic man. He's a focused man. He's got listening ears. He's a man of wisdom. You see, in the area of development, human capital, infrastructural development and otherwise, he has done well. He has fared very, very well. You know, he's given the council secretariat's facelift. He has attended to some other communities in the local government devoid of clan, because he's not a clanish man. Case study and most recent, I said during the course of introduction, I'm from Ebuduaka. He has shown us that government listens to the yearnings of the people. We made a request, which we have always made in time past, as regards our healthcare center. He came to our aid, renovated it, gave it a very beautiful facelift. Few weeks ago, he gave us hospital equipment worth millions of naira. What about Umute, the most recent development as regards the Northeast Quarter that is near completion, and some other developmental projects too numerous to mention? Is it the maintenance of earth roads? Is it electrification as it concerns some other communities? Is it the welfare of the staff members of the local government? Most recently, in health sector, he organized free medical outreach. Again, the indigent, less privileged students, few weeks ago, he approved for enrollment of GCE WAEC for most of our children from all the communities in Aniocha South. He's doing well. That being said, you mentioned our super leader, Ada Anyoma. You know, in my last interview, we sure referenced her. I call her a superwoman. The governor of our state, Right Honorable Sheriff, you know, has decided to put a round peg in a round hole. The ministry at which our madam, you know, has been handed over to oversee is a very important ministry in our state and our dear nation, technical education. And because Eda Sheriff knew too well that Ada Anyoma can function excellently in that department, in that ministry, he deemed it fit to allocate her to that ministry. And the whole world is seeing I can tell you categorically, you can take it to the bank, that from the first day she assumed office, she has been making tremendous impact, and we wish her well. Be that as it may, you talked about the agitation of my people, which I'm part of, the Nsukka clan. Even in my last interview, it was said too. Ada Aniocha is an individual. Honorable Pastor Hon Chukwunwike, an individual. They both have what to offer to the people. Hence, Ada Aniocha was appointed by the executive governor, knowing her capacity to work with him in his executive council. He knows so well why he chose her among the lots to work with him, despite the tripartite nature of our local government, as it were. I want to make bold to say that she's doing well in her ministry, and the local government chairman also is doing well, and the people of Aniocha South, we are happy. Of course, not everyone will be happy. Even in your immediate family, your immediate home, some persons ordinarily will have a reason to deviate, different ideology. It could be seen as getting to the same point via different routes. Aniocha South, we are happy. Thank you.
Well, this said and well said, political correct or incorrect as your assertions could be perceived, but it seemed not to have addressed the agitations coming from some quarters. Notably, the local government council has gathered enormous attention in your clan, Nsukka clan. The agitation for who assumes leadership of the council anytime from 2024 has taken central stage of political discussions in Aniocha South. Some have, especially from your clan, become active, trying to make a good case. What are the workings of your mind on this?
Once again, thank you. Naturally and ordinarily, everybody is entitled to their thoughts. They should also be responsible to their thoughts and their actions. My people, the people of Nsukka clan, where I am part of, our agitation, as it were, to take over the leadership of the council is not out of place. It is not out of place. But there's one thing I will want us to know. In as much as we want it, are we ready? Are we reliably ready? If the answer is yes, then what are our strategies? That being said, you see, I want to come as a proponent of peace. I want to come as an advocate of peace. I want to come with an appeal. Let us not distort the peace we are already enjoying. Let us not distort the developmental gains we are garnering. Honorable Pastor Hon Chukwunwike, yes, he's from Ogolo clan, one of the 3 major clans of the local government, Aniocha South, the Ogolo clan, the Engr Agolo clan, and my clan, Nsukka clan. I can remember vividly, like we can all remember and recall, the immediate past local government chairman before Honorable Pastor Hon Chukwunwike, our leader, the Ubo Worldwide, Chief Doctor Amozia, the member representing Aniocha South in the Delta State of Assembly, a good man. He held sway in this office, chairmanship of our local government 2 tenure. And of course, his impact, if not were felt. The first tenure he did, second tenure he consolidated. I am proposing that Honorable Pastor Hon Chukwunwike of the Bolo clan should be given the opportunity to do a second tenure, to consolidate on the gains, the developmental gains which he has started already. Again, there's this agitation that there was zoning, there was no zoning. Zoning, no zoning. Let's put one thing into perspective. Political zonings are not written. They are not cast on stone. They are understanding. Yes, zoning. Better still, understanding. Case study. I can't remember where it was written in the Nigerian Constitution that when this North have their 4 years or 8 years in the presidency, the South will have their 4 years, 8 years in the presidency. I can boldly say that I have not seen where it was written, but an understanding, and that zoning stood. Another case study, I may be incorrect. In our dear Delta State, I do know that there is zoning, but I believe, personal opinion though, I may be incorrect also, that it was not written anywhere that after Central for governorship, South and North as it were. But there was a silent understanding which gave birth to the zoning. The South, the Central, the South, and of course the North, and now again the Central. So I want to propose in the way of appeal that if in the past we didn't believe or we didn't agree that there was zoning that made Dr. Anwuzia to do a 2-tenure as a council boss, let us in our collective will, wisdom and understanding, make it start happening now with this Honorable Pastor Jude's administration. Now that he is about completing his first tenure, let's give him a support base to do the second tenure to consolidate on the gains. After which, he goes to my clan, Sokwa clan. And whosoever holistically becomes the council boss will be given the support like we've given in the past time with Dr. Anwuzia, and now we want to give to Pastor Jude, to the said person from Sokwa clan to do a 2-tenure. The first tenure of 3 years, and to consolidate with the second tenure of 3 years, making it 2 tenures. And the circle goes like that. Why I propose this? You see, when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. Pastor Chukwunwike, to my understanding and to the understanding of so many other persons, is a man with developmental ideology. I'm not saying that there are no people like that in my clan. Okay? But because he has started, let's just give peace a chance. We have made our agitation. We have made it known. The world has heard us. Everybody, the deaf have heard. The blind has seen. Now, it will be on record that when the gentleman God will send us from Sokwa clan comes to take over the mantle of leadership, he will be availed 6 years in office, that is 2 tenures, 3 years apart, to get to begin and to get to consolidate. I think by so doing, we all will be happy as a people. By so doing, the modernization and modification that we all seek will come to play. And we will see ourselves as brothers and sisters, because that is what we are. Politics or no politics, we are one Aniocha people, we are one Aniocha South people, we are brothers, we are friends, we are colleagues, and God has made it so. For now, let's focus on making Jude. It's a subtle appeal on making Pastor Jude to do a second tenure. By so doing, Ogwagwazuku has done 2 tenures as council boss, Obolo clan, 2 tenure as council boss, then Sokwa clan, my clan, will do another 2 tenure to balance the equation. Thank you.
This appeal should be striking some chords, and the right chords in the minds of some people, but seem not to be addressing what a particular group of people see as moral responsibility. Nsukwa, your clan has shown tremendous strength and resilience this time in supporting your party, the People's Democratic Party, overwhelmingly for that matter. We cannot deny that there are obvious returns that come from holding political offices. To the individual and to their people, some are of the opinion that no one can guarantee what tomorrow holds, or deflating political trends. This being said, the major arguments in this quarter is predicated on what will keep Nsukka afloat in terms of representation. There obviously is a people representation at the policy level. It is perceived that there is a high-class atmosphere that is an exclusive reserve of leaders of a specific category, and your clan might be shut out of representation at that profound level. It is believed that when people hunt, they share the spoils of the hunt. As an emerging politician from Nsukka clan, how do you explain sit and wait for the next hunt? Fold your arms and wait till 2037 for your clan?
A very difficult question, yet simple. Difficult in the sense that no man is God. Okay? 2027 seems a lot long years to come, yet very short years to come. Then simple in the sense that if a people decides to agree and work together as a team, what seems difficult will become so simple. You see, I want to be blunt here. We have leaders from my clan, Nsukka clan. We have leaders. We have. You won't take it away from them. We've had immediate past commissioners in the 90s, as it were. We have local government chairmen. We have commissioners of the millennium. Of course, we've had immediate past of our assembly. As I speak, we have an advisor to the governor on infrastructure, our own father, and a whole lot of them. What I think we from the Nsukka extraction, I want to be blunt here, is unity of purpose, oneness. We should, as a matter of fact, come together to agree that we are a people. Though I would say categorically that why it seems difficult for us from that Nsukka clan as this is because of the multi-communities that makes up our clan. About 11 autonomous communities, meaning we have 11 OBs, you know, people of different thoughts, yet one people. Unlike our sisters clans that have 2, 3, or 1 as it were, communities that makes up their clan. But again, that's our same weakness should be our strength. All we need to do is our leaders to summon up the courage to get a college of leadership amongst themselves, encourage the young ones, the likes of us, to toe the paths of mentorship. We should study them, understudy them, so I will become like they were. There is nothing too difficult for a people to achieve when they agree. So I'm suggesting to our people, the Nsukka clan people, we should not feel we are marginalized. Nobody can marginalize us. God that made us a people of that clan knows why he made this so. And in his infinite mercies and wisdom, all we need to do is to galvanize that opportunity to become one formidable people. In the sense, what I'm trying to say in essence is this. We should be able to put our home front together before coming out to the public to interface the two sister clans and make a demand. By so doing, we will become a force to reckon with in the local government. Our leaders, I'm begging you, our leaders from the clan, please hear the cries of your children. Some of us decided to take to politics because we saw you and believed you would take us to limelight, and we decided to follow your footstep. So I will be able to discuss when other clans are discussing. So I'm making an appeal. Please, my leaders, shake the sword. Let's put the differences, perceived differences we have, perceived communal differences we have. Let's put it aside and work together as a people, having a college of leadership in our clan, and give us a footprint, a pathway to go. And I bet you, whatever we agree, we can achieve. That being said, the agitation, I will say it again, with all sincerity of purpose, from my people, my clan, is not out of it. There is a local palace in our place that says, meaning, if you don't speak out, nobody will know how and where to help you. But again, there are constructive appeals and agitations and destructive appeals and agitation. We have made this known. And I know that the leadership of the state and of the local government, they've heard us, and they know we are true to it and are working towards it. Be that as it may, I believe we should give peace a chance for development to come. What we need is actually development. Development. If, for instance, our Nsukka clan, the government of the day, as it were, chooses to institutionalize one big institution that will bring development to that clan, I think our agitation will be less too. We're agitating because we felt we don't have that man that will speak for us. If there is this man somewhere, this woman somewhere, this boy somewhere, this girl somewhere speaking for us as a people, and we are getting what we're expected to get, I think the issue of it must be me that will be chairman will be out of the equation. I may not have exhausted all, because definitely some persons will have divergent views and opinion to issues. But my humble opinion and appeal is for us in the Nsukka clan to shed our sword, to go back home, put our house in order, and plan. Because when you plan for tomorrow, you hardly make mistake. When you plan for tomorrow, you hardly fall into errors. You make mistakes and fall into errors when you fail to plan. And I do know that failing to plan is planning to fail. Thank you.
Well, I'm not going to be shooting the messenger of peace and passionate appeal for understanding, which is a noble cause anyway. In our previous interaction, you did amplify some of the things you considered fueled the obedient tsunami in Aniocha South. Impunity was one of the instances that most people, not just you, had highlighted as one of the causes. From your insight as one who is in touch with the grassroots politics and its evolution, the impunity is so cited that crystallized in the protests culminating in the obedient vote embarrassments. Do you think those concerns have been addressed? Do you think the leaders have learned lessons from that experience?
I want to categorically say something here. Like I said in my last interview, obedient movement, as it were, wasn't a party thing. And let us not forget that most of the persons that were involved in that obedient movement are also behind agitation for a second tenure, in quotes, of Pastor Jude. It shouldn't be seen that what happened then, the obedient movement then, that every person's involved in that obedient movement as it concerns the presidency are also not in support of Pastor Jude's second coming. We are all youths, because obedient movement, as it were, are all encompassed of the youths. We are all youths. I'm a youth too. And nobody should hold us bound. Nobody should hold us hostage, that because we are obedient to youth, we must say what happens. Who are the obedient youths? The obedient youths, they are you and I. So if you say, because you're obedient youth, no, I will tell them obedient youth, no. And remember, divided will fall. Obedient youth materialize because we are all in agreement. In quote, all the youths that partook in that, they were all in agreement. So if a part of obedient youth says no, Obolo clan will not have it, Nsoka clan must have it. Another part of obedient youth says no, Nsoka clan must have it, Obolo clan will not have it. We have divided. Be that as it may, I don't want to agree that our leaders are full of impunity. I don't want to agree. You know why? Because sometime I will become a leader. And it will be said of me too. For the fact that I did not agree to what your suggestions are, does not make me a bad person. And because you stood to your words, doesn't make you a bad or a better person. We must disagree to agree. If a pocket of our leaders are known for impunity, I think they have all learned their lessons too. But again, impunity is not only associated with leadership. Followership too. Some followers are full of impunity. They want to say it must be done the way we want it. It should be a little to the left and a little to the right. If you say you are a follower, you are learning, you don't have a leader, you don't have a teacher, come on. The answer is as good as mine. And if you say you are a leader, you don't have followership, oh come on, we know the answer too. So impunity is not only associated with leadership, followership too. The way we perceive some of our leaders to be full of themselves, they apply impunity in what we think they do. Same way too, they see some of us are followers. I want us to be devoid of this entitlement mentality. Why I say so is this. You must not be the best to have the best. You must not be the best to have the best. Sometimes the Bible says for children of for some of us that are Christians, and I know it's a common knowledge, that sometimes God uses the foolishness uses his foolishness to confine the wise. So you must not beat your chest and say, I am the most qualified. It is my turn. As Siri is my turn. As Nsokwa clan is my turn. As Obolo clan is my turn. As Owashuku clan is my turn. No. It could be your turn, yes. But again, there are principles and procedures. Are they followed? If they are followed, are they approved? If they are approved, are they well taken? So when people talk about impunity, impunity is relative. It's relative. It depends on the angle you're seeing it from. Either from elevation or from depression. So for me, I think our leaders, they've learned their lessons coming from the obedient movement. But we shouldn't forget that the obedient movement, not be party thing, no, not be party thing, now people. So if people decide that they want a certain people to lead them, it will be very difficult to say no. Thank you.
At any rate, even the accused are given chance for fair hearing. I would like to say you have known Honorable Joan Oyemechi, well known as Ada Anioma, Honorable Jude Chukwunwike, the local government chairman. They are relatively well known to you, and I believe they need no introduction of you to them. Do you think they are misunderstood? Do you think they are misjudged?
Good question. I expected this. You see, same way we are different people from different families, different backgrounds, so our reasonings and our thought differs. Ada Anioma is well known to me. Firstly, she's a mother to me before becoming a leader. At one point or the other that I encountered her, of course, we must have our differences. General perception, she's a good woman, she's a good leader, she's a go-getter, she's a fighter. When she supports you to the fullest. When she's with you to the fullest. I want to boldly say here that some school of thought, maybe in quote, do not understand her properly. She's a woman with foresight and insight. She does things to get results. She does things for fairness, for justice, even for equity. I can beat my chest and tell you that. For Pastor Jude, my immediate boss and the Honorable Chairman, he's a man full of wisdom. Before now, I call him a bridge between the old generals and the new generals. But in the recent time, we have learned that he's no longer a bridge between, but he's the bridge himself. He's the bridge himself at which we need to climb to get to the other side. He's a good man. He's a go-getter. He's a pace setter. He's a man that has listening ears. He's a man that is not clannish. He's a man that will want to treat an Nsokwa man like he would treat an Obolo man and treat an Ogwashiku man. I want to again say something that will be striking. Some persons wouldn't agree with me, but that is just the simple truth to the best of my knowledge and ability and understanding. Pastor Hon Chukwunwike is an individual. He's a person, he's an entity of himself. Ada Anioma Joan is a different person entirely. They are both contributing their quota to the development of the state, to the local government, to the clan, to humanity, etc. Case study. When our party, the PDP, makes a demand, Ada Anioma comes as Ada Anioma to meet the demand as Ada Anioma. And Pastor Jude comes as Pastor Jude, Honorable Jude, to meet a demand as Honorable Pastor Jude Chukwunwike, and not as siblings. They don't come as siblings. They don't come as blood brothers and blood sisters. They come as individuals. So they should be given fair hearing. They should be treated as though one people, but different persons. That's the simple truth. Would you now say, taking Cyril for an example, working for the government, doing all it takes for the government to succeed, and I have my younger brother who decides or decided not to follow in the footsteps of banking or medicine or otherwise, and decides to join politics to do humanitarian. Do we now say because Cyril is there, that Cyril's younger brother that has contributed his or her quota should not be rewarded? I mean, saying so would be unjust. But again, we are humans. We are humans. It's understandable when we make that sentiment. When that sentiment comes in, the same papa, the same mama, it's understandable. Are they both qualified? I'm not saying that they are the most qualified, but are they both qualified? Are they both doing the needful? Have they worked for the party? Even in the chosen offices, are they doing the needful? If the answer is yes, come on. Make we throw sentiment apart now. Make we throw sentiment apart if the answer is yes. But again, anyone that comes with such sentiment is not totally wrong too. Pastor Chris Oyakilome will always say, if you have a glass of water and there is content, liquid in the glass to the halfway, it is seen two ways. It's either it's half full or it's half empty, depending on the angle you're seeing it from. But for me, sentiment apart, Honorable Chukwunwike is a different being, different person from Honorable Joan Onyemechi Adanioma. They are two different people. If we go by this dangerous trend we are about setting in, it then means that any family that we have one to have attained a political position, the other members of the family should jettison politics. Politics now workshop now. Now when you work, you go shop. That is why it's politics, workshop. So you don't expect a family where 5 of them, as it were, decide to put in all they have into politics. And when the spoils comes, you will say because number 1 has taken, number 2, 3, 4 should not take. No, now. Only low bubble now. But that being said, we should also apply wisdom in what we do. Because enyendeba. Thank you.
All right. In the final analysis, and on a lighter note, some believe that the local government election is not in the immediate priority of the state government, though there is no better time to prepare and plan for politics. But there could be other considerations, other trends taking the attention of the government at the moment. But when the time comes, it is expected that the government will rise to the occasion and do the expedients. What some people are looking forward to, and probably unexpected by some other people. But let me on a caveat ask, should the governor in his wisdom and prerogative, just like in his wisdom and prerogative appointed commissioners, choose to throw the council chairmanship to your clan, Nsukka clan? How would you expect your clan to rally around that, since some are pushing and advocating for concession and understanding?
Good one. I have been expecting this question from you. You see, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowore, the Executive Governor of Delta State, is a Democrat. He's not a dictator. In his wisdom, he appointed Adanioma as a commissioner. And I believe also, if in his wisdom, with the collaborations of the leaders of the state and of the local government, decides, like you just said, through the chairmanship slot to Aniocha South of Aniocha South and Nsukka clan. Well, I believe holistically that the governor, who doesn't want trouble, who wants peace in his state and Aniocha South, as it were, he wouldn't want to throw us into chaos. He wouldn't want to throw Aniocha South into darkness, knowing full well that the election in quote is an election where people go and vote and choose who they want. If the people decides that they want Honorable Pastor Hon Chukwunwike to return to do a second tenure. The people will go to the governor and tell the governor, this is what we want. And it will be placed on the table to be decided. And after which, the needful should be done. That being said, I trust in the judgment of my executive governor. I trust in the wisdom of the leaders of my local government and leaders of my state that they would want to throw Aniocha South into darkness. Thank you.
Always interesting having grassroots conversations with you, Engineer Osita Michael Agolo. And thank you immeasurably for availing us your time.
Thank you so much.